Hello, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. Today is March 20th, Wednesday, as we do every Wednesday at 5:30 to 6:30. Come online and share a little bit about what's going on Kauai. And I want to thank all of you for joining us. Our videos are archived. All of our videos are at the on our YouTube channel. Just get to youtube.com and just search Mel Rapozo, and my page will come up, and you get to watch all of the videos. And feel free to comment. I still check out the comments on those pages as well. Hey, Clayton, Sandy, Chantel, Sean, Spriggs, Trudy, Matt, April, Kathy, James, Trujillo. Thank you, guys. We got a bunch of regulars. Darren McDowell, all right, all the way from the continental United States. Ed Kaahea, my brother Brian on the Big Island. All right, man, I love this when everybody gets on. I mean, it's like everybody waiting for Wednesday 5:30. What is that guy going to say today? Well, we got some things we want to talk about today. But before we start, I did want to offer our condolences out to the families of Barry Takekuma, everybody's friend, a great guy. Unfortunately, suffered a massive heart attack and passed away. And big loss to the island. I mean, this guy was so cool. Not a bad cell in his body. The guy was so nice. Everybody knew him. Everybody loved him, and he's going to be missed. Hey, Sonia and John, thank you for joining. And Honey and BC, aloha. And then also to my old buddy Jack Oro, picking Opihi out there and doing what he loved, and unfortunately passed away as well. Grew up together in Lihui, and the whole family, good family friends, and what a big loss. A lot of bad, devastating news this last couple of weeks, and man, I'm hoping that things turn around and we get some good news, because it's tough when you see our good friends leave us. So our condolences out to the families. Hey, Bitos and Karen, thank you for joining again. Our loyal following. Yeah, it's sad, we see good people, and gosh, life is short, people. Life is short. You don't know. Tomorrow is not promised, so make the best of today, and don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them. And I love you all. All right, I love you all. Joy Adric, aloha. Thank you for joining us. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I think a couple of interesting topics, and feel free to punch in the block, the message block, if you want to chat about anything in specific. We got you here till 6:30, so feel free to put whatever you want to talk about. We'll chat. But I did want to cover some things, and it seems like whenever we're frustrated with a lot of things going on in our government, and one of the things that sticks in my head is the rail project. The rail project. We had the audit done by the state auditor. He found all these problems, overspending. We've settled millions of dollars in claims, and then the feds are issuing subpoenas because now they are investigating the rail project. And just when you think that, I mean, what more can go wrong? And then we find out that HART, obviously the function of government that oversees the rail project, just hires this guy Paul Gianellia, he was ousted just 5 months ago. He was head of one of the Canadian rail projects up in Canada. He was there for 5 months. They booted him out. I'm sorry, that was 5 months ago. He was on the job for just 7 months, and he I guess couldn't get along with the people. It didn't work out, so they booted him. They ousted him 5 months ago, and then guess what? HART picks him up and hires him, brings him over here for $85,000 a month. They're going to pay this guy $85,000 a month, according to HART, to get this project back on track. I thought that's why we hired the current CEO, and we paid him all this outrageous money to get this project back on track. Now we're hiring a consultant, or whatever he is. Don't know the guy, never heard of him, but I was quite shocked to read that we would hire him at that kind of money, 85 grand a month, where he got let go from a project in Canada. So I don't know. It's just frustrating. Yes, we are live, Matt Bernabe. We are absolutely live. Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:30. we are live. So feel free to text your comments in the box. Everybody can see you. Everybody can't see you, but they can see your comments. They can see what you got to say. And feel free. Kevin, Michelle, let's see who else got on. Richard, Mike, aloha Mike, and Matt, of course, Matt Bernabe. Yes, 85,000. Damn, that is so true. I mean, that's per month. And he's going to get this project back on track. Well, I think this, no pun intended, right? But hey, Malia and Terrence, I don't know. I mean, don't you think we've spent enough? And if the guys in charge now cannot get this project back on track, why are we keeping them? Again, government spending, the mentality of government, just toss money at the problem and it'll get fixed. Well, it's not true. And that's proven time and time and time again. But yet we seem to go out and just, I'm not sure what we do or what, who makes these decisions. But at the end of the day, I mean, at some point we got to say, hey, if you cannot do your job, then we're going to let you go and find somebody that can. And rather than just keep hiring more people at $85,000 a month. Hey, Mele, Angela, and Darren. And then we find out now, there was this guy, and I forget his name, but he filed a whistleblower complaint. He filed a whistleblower complaint because he had complained to his bosses and to the leaders of this rail project. And I'm going to read it because I'm going to take this straight out of the lawsuit, that there was a continued lack of adherence to construction quality by the contractors, design requirements, and construction specs. So basically, this employee was concerned about the safety of the people. And he was concerned because these contractors weren't paying attention to the quality of their construction. And they were not following the design requirements and the specs. So he turns them in, and then they retaliate against him. So he files a whistleblower lawsuit, which is still going through the court system. Hey, Brian, Tony, Ed, Curtis. So now the U.S. Transportation Inspector is looking into those allegations. So now that's not the subpoenas. That's coming from a different department. And they're investigating the rail project and the expenditures and the amount of monies that we've paid to landowners that we had to acquire land. Hey, Chris, Francis, hey, Brian. So now we got the U.S. Transportation Inspector now, hey, Melinda, coming down and looking into the complaints that were filed by this former employee. Problems every which way. Now, and it's not going to stop. It's just because now we got a bunch of eyes looking into that project. So I'm glad that Heidi Tsuneyoshi's bill for the funding for the forensic audit was passed. So the city and county of Honolulu will be doing a forensic audit in addition to the federal government with their subpoenas, and now the U.S. Transportation Inspector looking into this. Hey guys, I just don't see any good coming out of this. And at what point do we cut our losses? At what point do we say, do we keep spending more money and bringing people that obviously have failed in other projects, rail projects, deep doo-doo for state rapid transit? Yeah, exactly. And how much more are we going to spend before we say, hey, time out? Let's time out and let's find out what really is going on. And this is the mayor of Honolulu as well as the governor that needs to step in and say, let's take a time out here. Before we toss another penny to that project, let's make sure that everything is in order. And it just doesn't seem that's what's happening. In fact, they're bringing a new guy from Canada who apparently failed, and then we're going to pay him that kind of $85,000 a month, and who knows what else to get this project back on track. Well, I don't know how you get this project back on track. I mean, we've overpaid, we've made some mistakes, and obviously the civil lawsuit regarding the whistleblower lawsuit is allegations, so we don't know if it's true. But I can tell you, I ain't riding that rail. I'm not going to be on that rail, not with that kind of allegations from an employee who witnessed allegedly this type of construction errors. And I just would not, no, I don't feel safe. It's not something that I would want to attempt. They should put all those guys that support the rail on that rail and let them run them back and forth a few times before they let the public go on. A lot of these guys are my friends, a lot of these legislators, contractors, but at the end of the day, it's our state elected office officials that should be looking out for us, the taxpayer. And again, this was a Honolulu issue until Japan has good trains there. Why don't they ask them? Exactly. We got one guy that couldn't function and finish his job up in Canada, so we brought him. The rail was a better idea. It should have stayed as one. Yeah. Anyway, so their job is to make sure, it became a Kauai problem when they raised the TAT here. They capped our TAT, they capped it, so we prevented the counties from getting their fair share because they said they needed the money, and then they raised the TAT a full percent and took all of that money and put it into rail. That's when it became a county problem. That's when it really got to me. So with all the problems causing the rail cost to bloat to the point criminal, and the tax imposed on us is directly related to the rail cost. Why can't we reverse the 0.5% imposed on us? Basically, it was created on false criminal premise. Well, the 0.5% GE tax is a separate issue. That's going to our roads, and we'll see how that's going to pan out. We just got to wait and see what the strategic plan for using those funds. The 1% TAT goes directly to the rail, and that is paid by all the visitors, but not just the visitors. That's also paid by us when we travel. When we travel within the state, we pay that TAT as well. My problem is that Kauai raises a lot of TAT, and we should be able to keep most of it. And we should not be sending that money over to Honolulu for rail. That to me is when it became a Kauai issue. That's when it became a Kauai issue. Napa, Herbert, Kayla Perez, congratulations, everybody. Big hand for Kayla Perez. Just got engaged, so they will be tying the knot. I don't know when. Kayla, when are you guys getting married? We need a council to repeal. Yes, I wish they would, but they're not, because now they got a taste of the money, and they're going to keep it. Kayla, punch in when you're going to get married so everybody know when they can, and tell where we can send our gifts to. Moses, right in. Annette, aloha, you guys. Thanks for joining us. Stan Kua, right on, brother. Nice to see you guys all on here today. So that's the rail. Frustrating, but I tell you what, that saga continues, and it's going to be interesting to see how that all unfolds as in the years to come. Another big issue on Kauai, and this is, I'm going to ask for all of you guys' support. The Waipoli Courtyards is a project that sits right north of Kintaro. It's that nice complex that was built many years ago. And we were part of that. I was on the council and we set that affordable housing requirement for Kauai Lagoons when they had rezoned they actually downzoned their property. But we had put in conditions for affordable housing, and they were forced to build the units right by the Lihui Industrial, that complex, and they had to buy the land next to Kintaro and build those units. Now that came with a 10-year affordability requirement, and after 10 years, the county had the first right to purchase it, and that 10 years is up in 2019. So we have the first right to purchase that property, and the owner, Kevin Shaw, with those guys that owned the Kauai Lagoons in the past, had made the offer to the prior administration, several offers. If you guys want to buy it, let's start talking, and it was rejected. And he has since made another offer, and there is actually no movement on in our county. And in speaking with Councilmember Chalk on Saturday, he was trying to get this matter on the agenda so we could have that discussion, because that's 82 units. That area, that land is zoned resort. That land is in a visitor destination area. So that area, you can have vacation rentals, or you can have bed and breakfast. You can have timeshare. You can have any of those activities because it is zoned resort and it is in the visitor destination or designated area. So what's going to happen if the county doesn't purchase this parcel, this project, and I don't know what the final offer was. I know it was somewhere around 37 million last I know. I don't know what it is today. And it may sound like a lot to you, but if you divide that 37 million, I mean, a 37 million by 82 units, comes out, about a little 400,000 a unit. The county cannot put up 82 units with infrastructure, land, and construction for that price. So we can buy that, and we can keep that in affordable housing rentals forever. 82 families are going to be evicted from that project if we don't take over that property. Now, the Hawaii Housing Development Corporation, HSFDC, has expressed interest in taking over the project. They're a nonprofit, and they need the blessing of the county and the state. So I guess my ask of all of you is to please, and I know I've read some of the comments that some people don't think that we should. Some people don't think, I mean, there's some pretty nasty comments in the comment section saying, hey, I got to, tell those guys, go get another job and go get, the problem is we don't have inventory. We don't have, and even if you had the money, there's no homes readily available to move into. 82 families, and it's probably more than that, because I would bet that some of those units have more than one family living in them right now. But if we don't, whether we partner with the state or a nonprofit, if we don't acquire that project, that property, what's going to happen is a developer is going to buy that, and that's going to turn into visitor units, more than likely timeshare or vacation rentals. And 82 families are going to be evicted. 82 local families, 41 of them that are designated affordable units. 41 of them are at market. Many people that we all know live in that project. It's a great, beautiful project. They built that units really well. And if we don't acquire that, we're going to have passed up on an opportunity to preserve this affordable housing for these families forever. And we are not, now once that converts over to the visitor units, then that's kiss it goodbye. So I guess my ask to all of you is to, if you can email your council members and the mayor and let them know, hey, you believe, if you do, and if you don't, I respect that, that you believe that we should acquire that property and keep it in affordable housing units for our local residents. I really hope that we can do that, and we got to bombard them. And I'd love to have that discussion on a council floor. So really would want that on the agenda, and I guess Mason's having a difficult time getting on the agenda. So if you could email your council members and email your mayor and email even your state representatives and senator, because we're going to need help from the state, and we're going to need help from the nonprofit to help us get this. But whether we got to go out and borrow money, whether we got to go out and move around some funds, leverage some funds to acquire this, I think it's imperative. And I think that if we don't, the fact that 82 families will be evicted is going to be a crisis. We're already in a crisis. And imagine 82 other families all of a sudden in the housing market because they're being evicted because some rich developer have just purchased that gorgeous property. It's a nice place. So that's where we're at with that. I need you guys' help. I think we really I think the key to remember is that 82 families evicted, and incoming will be a ton of more tourists and rich people. We moved away from home because it wasn't affordable. We are here in Alaska, born and raised. Yeah, hey Malia. Yeah, my two kids live in Oregon. I know, and that's affecting a lot of people. Hi, Auntie Millie. And hey, Robert, Savannah. Let's see who else is on. Wayne, Sugar, Nicole, Donna, Smiley, Jacqueline, Sunny Brown, Thomas, and Gerardo. Welcome, you guys. But anyway, I guess what I'm asking is you guys please let your elected officials know that you believe we should acquire that property. That's just my feeling, and I think that if we don't act on it, we're going to lose that forever. And again, for us to go out and put up 82 units, land acquisition. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. It's the Waipoli. It's the Waipoli Courtyards, the one right north of the Kintawa restaurant. that nice project right along. It's right. There's a road between that project and the beach. It's prime property, and it is nice. And we got, I think, until August. I can't remember when the actual deadline is, but we're running out of time. I guess that's the point, and it's important that we act. Yeah, nice place, and like I said, 41 families that are in the affordable. It's 80% of median income and below, and 41 of them are in the market. So yes, we need to keep that in the inventory and not give that off to some rich developer that's going to make a lot of money off of us at the expense of 82, possibly more families. So I appreciate you guys' help with that. Representative Bob McDermott, this is another fun one. So I try to pick issues that I thought it was half. No, 40. It's 82 units, Matt. The total project is 82. 41 is in affordable, 80% and below, and the other 41 is up to 140%. So, yeah, that's it's 82 units. 82 units. All right. So anyway, I try to find goings on that interests you and interests me, and things that I think that maybe we can get involved and support. So this is a good one here. Representative Bob McDermott introduced a resolution asking Hawaiian Airlines to bring back 200 call center jobs that they got rid of in 2007. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, but hey, Arnold, thank you for joining us. In 2007, Hawaiian Airlines cut over 200 jobs on Oahu, and they were the call center. When you call in, whatever, now everything's directed to the Philippines. So they took that 200 plus jobs, moved it over to the Philippines, and cut all those positions. So McDermott, Representative McDermott now has introduced a resolution that's going through the legislature. Whether or not Hawaiian agrees, it's a resolution is simply a policy statement. But they're asking Hawaiian that, hey, it's been 12 years. You sent that, you guys were struggling. Everybody back then, they claimed they were struggling, near bankrupt. And so they sent all those jobs over to the Philippines. Well, we all know Hawaiian Airlines has been having record profits every year, every quarter. So Representative McDermott is saying, hey, maybe now it's time you bring back those jobs to Hawaii. So again, what can we do? Well, we can get on the legislature website and submit testimony and let them know that, yeah, we support this resolution. We support Hawaiian Airlines bringing back 200 jobs that they got rid of because they were having some financial issues. So again, kudos to Representative McDermott up at the state legislature, because I think he's right. I believe that those jobs should come back home, and they should be for our local people, and it shouldn't be in the Philippines. So yeah, 12 years, those jobs. And again, over 200 people lost their jobs back in 2007. And so now it's time that, hey, bring them back. You guys are record profits. You guys are making a lot of money. And let's bring those jobs back home. So Representative Bob McDermott, it's his resolution. And I'm not sure if it got heard yet, but it's going to make its way through the legislature, and hopefully it'll pass, and they'll send that strong message over to Hawaiian Airlines, and we can get those jobs back. Am I optimistic? No, but you know what? Hey, miracles do happen. I think Hawaiian Airlines is really their business model is a good one. I mean, they make a lot of money, but I think there's an opportunity here to put a lot of people back to work. Remember now, in positions that once were here and were cut for financial reasons. So anyway, at the same time, the Senate is proposing. This one is. I hope I want to get some here. I got 3 calls for fence estimates in the new Hanamalo subdivision. Sadly, all 3 were from the mainland. Yeah, Brian get his fencing company. Brian Iwo, if you guys need a fence, contact Brian Iwo. He amazing guy, good fencer. But that's the thing. You get these local families, $500,000-$600,000, and I know Kayla is on this call. Just got engaged. She has a place over there. But by the time you get your down payment and you get all your stuff together, you buy the house. Yeah, you can afford to put up a fence. So yeah, we're gonna see more of that, Brian. Unfortunately, They gave the local Kauai people the first dibs at those properties. But those prices also went up, and the local people cannot afford. So now it's open to anyone, and I think that's what you're going to find. And people are coming to Kauai and they're buying paradise. Like we say, wow, for 400,000 or 375 or 450,000 in Oregon, I can get a huge house, a beautiful home, a massive home. Yes, but you also buy the rain, you also buy the traffic, you also buy the snow, you also buy the cold. So now reverse the roles, and you're sitting in Oregon and you say, for a couple 100,000 more, we can live in Hawaii. We'll have the sunshine, we'll have the beaches, we'll have the mountains. You got to understand, we are a destination. People are dying to come here. And when these opportunities open up, anything under $1 million, these guys can come. The problem is that takes a house away from a local person that now has to pack up and move away. And that is going to happen more and more and more. Brian will give the locals a discount, but not the mainlanders. I love you, Brian. You guys all got that straight on. Screenshot that bad boy. Brian's a great guy, good businessman, local brother. If you local, you need one fence, call Brian. And Brian, type in your number over there, your company number. So anybody that need one fence, hit him up, and he's going to give the locals, the residents here on Kauai, a discount. Beautiful. My grandma is a loyal watcher. She said to say hi. Yep, she's online, Bo. She's online. You can tell her hi. Kule, Enrique, Geraldine, nice to see you guys. There's a lot of you guys on here today, and we try to get through as many issues as we can. I know it goes by quick, but anyway. So the Senate, Senator Donna Mercado Kim, she's in charge of the Education Committee in the Senate. She's proposing to eliminate over 200 faculty and staff positions based on 2 criteria. Now remember now, everybody is telling the state and the counties, you guys got to watch your spending, cut your spending. You got to cut your spending. Brian Iwoyi, 635-5926. Everybody, you need a fence? Call them up. Hey, feel free to put your businesses on here. All right, anyway, so everybody's telling the state and the counties, you guys got to learn to cut government, cut government. So Senator Donna Mercado Kim proposes to cut the UH budget by over 200 positions. That's statewide. Now people are freaking out, like, well, you can't, it's going to devastate the University of Hawaii. It's going to, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's going to take some drastic measures to bring the county back in balance, and the state, right? I mean, yes, we're going to have to cut. Now, she based her position cuts on 2 criteria. Number 1, faculty members that hadn't taught any classes in 2 years. So she went back and looked, anybody that didn't teach a class in 2 years, then you don't need the position. And as far as the other staff that worked, the researchers, if they hadn't brought in any grants in 2 years, then that positions would go. So this is how it started, right? This is where it starts, and then the discussion will follow. And she's getting criticized by a lot of people saying, hey, you cannot do that. You're going to hurt the college. You're going to hurt the university. Well, I mean, I look at it a little differently. I mean, Donna Mercado Kim is telling the administrators, now you come into the legislature and you justify those positions. You come to us and you tell us why you need to keep them. But basically, if they haven't taught a class in 2 years, or they haven't brought any revenue in via grants in 2 years, then we're going to cut them. Now, that is drastic, and I would bet that a lot of those positions, out of the 220 positions, I don't think they were just sitting on their butts all day. I don't think they were hanging out, drinking coffee all day. But that's what this is about. This is, okay, if you didn't teach a class in 2 years, you don't need the position. If you didn't bring in any revenues on grants, but let's have the discussion. You come in now and you justify. If he didn't or she didn't teach a class in 2 years, what were they doing? And if it was something of importance that the university needed, then we'll keep the position. But if it wasn't, and we're carrying dead weight, then they need to go. So I agree with the philosophy and the concept, and I do believe that the discussions will will happen, and these positions that are vital will stay, and the ones that are not will go. I wish that they would utilize these types of or the scrutiny on all the departments, county and state. I mean, we should be doing that here. I tried every year, the last 4 years in the budget, every position that was vacant for over 180 days, I proposed to cut it. If you didn't fill your position in 6 months, you don't need it. It was empty. We don't need to fund positions if you ain't using it. And obviously the council didn't agree, so we didn't get it cut. But that's where you start. Yeah, you start with the vacant positions that you don't fill, and we fund. So Senator Kim is going one step further and saying, hey, if you're non-producing, if you're there and we're paying you and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then we're going to cut the position. So again, I'm not here to say whether or not a specific position should be cut or not. What I'm saying is I welcome the discussion, and I think that is what the senators and the legislature and the county council should be doing with all the departments. If you're not needed and we're carrying you because we want to wait, you want to get some time to retire or whatever the case may be, no. Reassign them someplace where they're going to produce for the department, or I'm sorry. And we're not going to straighten up this county and state. We're not if we don't take these types of measures. So while she's getting criticized, I support her action, and I think that we need to do more of that. And I think the department heads and the administrators need to come in. They need to justify those positions. They need to convince the taxpayer and their representatives at the Capitol or at the council chambers throughout the state that those positions are in fact needed. Because we cannot continue this rising cost of government and continue the rising cost of taxes and fees. So I don't know how you guys feel. I really wish you guys would. I'm curious. I just know. One of the things here on Facebook Live with Mel is I'm going to tell you how I feel. And sometimes it's abrasive, sometimes it offends people. But at the end of the day, we all got to agree to disagree. We all have our own opinions. I respect everybody's opinion. I'm just saying in this case with the University of Hawaii, I think that should be done with the Department of Education. I think that should be done with every department. Here on Kauai, I think that should be done with Parks, Public Works, because I think what you'll find is that we have a lot of positions at the upper level that are not needed, that would much better serve the public if they were on the line in the field working and producing better parks and better roads. So that's just my opinion. All right. Again, I don't always say bad things in here. I want to talk about good things. Hawaii Tourism Authority donated $150,000 to the Kauai Lifeguard Association. And I don't know how much you know about the Kauai Lifeguard Association, but they donate so much to the county for the lifeguards to keep our beaches safe. They do the not the life raft, but the life tubes. They donate jet skis. They donate trucks. They donate trailers. They donate everything. I mean, he's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars that they donate to the county. And I am so happy that the Hawaii Tourism Authority, which rightfully so, should be supporting these agencies, these nonprofits that give back to the communities to protect our visitors. Because that's, when you look at our lifeguards, the majority of their saves are visitors. And, I always talked about, it's not just about the people that they pull from the water, do CPR and save a life. How many people do they warn about going in the water? How many, those saves aren't registered. How many people have they saved just by saying, hey, today's not a good day to go in the water here? So those aren't counted. I mean, we don't count them as saves, but our lifeguards here in Kauai are tremendous. They're an incredible group of people, and the Kauai Lifeguard Association constantly, and they got a whole bunch of people. Dr. Monty Downs, I don't know if you guys all know Dr. Downs. He's one of the go-to guys. I mean, that guy's, he lives ocean safety. Him and Andy Malamed with the fundraising effort. These two gentlemen have taken the KLA, and they do a great service. So I just wanted to publicly thank the Hawaii Tourism Authority again, rightfully so. Our lifeguards take care of the tourists, so the Tourism Authority should be kicking back some of those funds back to our lifeguards and back to the organizations that support them. So unbelievable. Just wanted to say thank you again one more time to the Hawaii Tourism Authority, but more specifically the Kauai Lifeguard Association. All right. Norman Hope, Skipa, Francis, Michelle, how you? Kenny, Shuri, Windy, David, Leong Lim, Janice, Brian. Oh, I missed a lot of you guys. Jerry Lynn. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. I was on Oahu on Saturday, and I was there for a meeting, and during the meeting, one of the presenters talked about the sex trafficking that was going on in Hawaii. I was shocked because I've heard about it. I mean, I've read some stuff about it, and we know about sex trafficking going on around the world. I didn't really know. I didn't know about it happening here in Hawaii. Now, let me see. How do I do this here? Hang on. Oh, darn. I wanted to share a screen here, but I don't know what happened. I cannot get there now. Oh, well. Sorry. Anyway, so I have a flyer, but I cannot get out. Let me see how we do this here. Okay, I guess I cannot. Oh, what did I just do? Nope. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I should have practiced. I did practice, and it worked when. Okay, sorry. Well, I'm not going to be able to share this screen, but I wanted to. Well, I'm going to just have to talk about it. But anyway, apparently in Hawaii, on Oahu, there's been some cases where people have abducted or lured. Bottom line is that sex trafficking is happening. We know it's happening on Oahu, and I gotta believe it's happening here. And I was shocked when they were talking about examples. They were talking about specific examples, and they were talking about kids that were. You got these guys luring them in with gifts and all of these things, and then they take these youngsters, these students, and not it's not just all public schools, some of the private schools, but they take these students that they have basically recruited, and then they go out into the schools and recruit more. And this is happening on Oahu, and it's quite shocking. It was quite disturbing, and so they had a flyer, and this is on Oahu, but I just wanted to put this out there because I know we got people on Oahu that are listening. I know we got people that are passionate about this topic. But on April 26th, and I have it posted on my wall somewhere. So I guess if you go to my page and scroll down, it's a little flyer, and it's Explicit Movement is the name of one of the organizations, and Women of Purpose is a second. They've teamed up to come up with this 2-day function on Oahu, and it's on April 26th and 27th, and it's at the First Assembly of God at Red Hill, and it's $10 a day, or if you go for 2 days, it's like $15. But anyway, more importantly, they're going to be talking about the sex trafficking of our Hawaii youth. They're going to be talking about the cases. They're going to be talking about what's really happening out there to our kids, and what we can do to help stop this. So the main session is on the 26th. It's from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and then that's on a Saturday. And then on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11:30, they're going to have breakout workshops where we can actually go in and learn, how we can do it, or what we can do to stop this. So, it's like I said, disturbing, and I was really hoping that I could put up this flyer, and this is really irritating me, but I gotta go figure out how to do it. So anyway, look on my page, and you can get all the time. Again, April 26th, April 27th, First Assembly of God. If you want the details, I can send it to you. I have the file. just message me. You're interested? I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's so sad. There's a charge for it. I understand, but I guess just to get the materials and to pay. I think they're bringing in some experts from the mainland. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but nonetheless, $10. I mean, we go to Starbucks, we spend $10. I mean, I think it's worth it. It was just very awakening to find out, listening to this gentleman talk about what was actually happening on Oahu. And now, yeah, we see the bus in Honolulu hitting the massage parlors, and they're finding out that a lot of these girls coming through are victims of sex trafficking, and they're stuck in them in these massage parlors, and they're making them do these ungodly things. And it's just really, really sad. And well, all the other issues are important that we talk about every week here on Facebook Live. This really bothered me because I got a daughter. I mean, yeah, she's, you had so many young girls out there today. And these people are out there luring them with the gifts. We're so materialistic today. So, with the nice clothes and the jewelry and the electronics and the cell phones. And then next thing it's the drugs. And then, once they get them hooked onto the drug, it's over. And then they get them in and doing all this nonsense. I want to know what I can do to stop this. I definitely want to know. And I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how we can get something like this here on Kauai. Maybe I'll go to this thing and try to get as much information as I can and try to work with some of the organizations here on Kauai to put one on as well. I know there was one. I think they had one here not long ago. I think that for most of us, and I'm speaking for myself, but I think I speak for a lot of people that, yeah, it was always there in the back of our minds that, yeah, sex trafficking, but I really didn't believe it was happening here in Hawaii. I mean, not with kids. I figured that, the underworld, from Korea and all these Asian countries that would bring in the girls down here for those prostitute houses on Oahu. I mean, those I figured, but I didn't realize that it was in the schools, our local schools, public and private schools here in Oahu. And if it's happening on Oahu, I gotta believe it's happening here. Hey, Joe, Mac, Uncle Mac, Hui, Harvette, Jim, Charlie, Chantel, Inoka, Rob, BJ, Balisa Khan, hey, Sue, Ivan Akao. Right on, you guys. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Always appreciate you guys here. Some more good news. Somebody hit the $1 million jackpot, Plaza Hotel on St. Patrick's Day on a penny machine. Over $1 million. How was that? Penny machine. I don't know if you guys been to Vegas lately. There's a ton of penny machines, but if you look at the max bet on the penny machine, some of them are 880 pennies, which is $8.80 for one spin. So you got to be careful when you play those penny machines, because if you hit the max bet, you might be seeing your $20 bill go poof. But I'm thankful this lady was from Hawaii. She was on the machine for 5 minutes and she hit over $1 million. That was nice. That was nice. I'm so thankful. I would have been more thankful it was me, but it's not. But anyway, she's from Hawaii, so I'm excited. Good for her. And I think whoever it is, I think we're related. That's why because of that, that's why they anonymous. They ain't saying nothing. They're not mentioning who they are or what island. I always think about that. If you hit the big jackpot, the mega bucks or the lottery or whatever, you know how many friends and relatives you're going to acquire all of a sudden? You're going to have a lot. I mean, that's just how this thing works. Okay, I'm going through my list to make sure we've covered everything. Anything else you guys like to talk about before we wrap this thing up? We're not required to stay on for an hour, so I do want to chat. I know I did see a comment there that the sex trafficking is not only for girls but boys too. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, nobody's immune from this stuff. And again, you got these same players that are luring these kids, and those people got to really be identified and prosecuted. They're ruining lives. They're ruining lives, and there's got to be a way we can help. There's got to be a way that we all collectively can stop this nonsense. God forbid if it's here on Kauai. I would love to pay cheaper for Southwest Airlines, but if they fly to Kauai, we'll still have more homeless. Well, again, that's the oh, sorry, that was an older comment. Hey, Marlene. Yeah, the whole Southwest thing. I saw today that the prices, all the cheap fares are sold out. They're right up there now, and it's going to be competition. So it's like this, right? Whoever drops their rate first, and the next one will drop. The next one drop. That's how it's going to go. If both agree to stay at a certain level, then it's going to stay there. So we're going to see. How it works. I'm curious. Yeah, Mel, are you or your followers going to the Zuckerberg auction this Friday at court? No, I'm not going to go. I don't have any money to purchase any of those. I don't even know. I'm concerned about the process. I have been told that what they're doing is legal. What they're doing is the whole Kuleana process. Because a Kuleana plot has so many names to the title, so many people, because it's been passed down for generations and generations, and that it's very difficult to get the people to get together to keep the parcel. So these landowners apparently have the right to put it up for auction. So yeah, it's no, I'm not planning on going. I'm not. I mean, I have absolutely no interest in purchasing any one of those parcels. I really wish they would stay with the family. I know I'm not related to that. I know the Rapozo is one of the owners. It's not me. That's not my family. But I don't know. I'm not sure how that thing will play out tomorrow. We'll see. Friday. I'm sorry. Is that Friday? Oh yeah, Friday. I'm sorry. Any plans for the county to improve and expand the recycling program? I don't know. I don't know. I cannot answer that question. That's something that I think you got to ask the new council or the new mayor. They need to, but recycling is very costly. I think people got to understand it's very costly. And I don't know what the status of the recycling. They ran into all kinds of issues, even while I was on the council. Contract issues. We had contract protests. I mean, so yeah, it was. I think the last company that won the contract withdrew because the contract was not proper. So I don't know. I mean, that's something that I can look into though and report back at a later time. But it's definitely worthy of looking into. Sherry Cummings, sad, but it's true. Yeah, it is sad. I think now we're talking back about the Kuleana plots. So you got the money, and then if you have the money, and you basically can do what you want. It's unfortunate. I just we'll see what happens on Friday. I honestly, and as long as I've been in office, I never thought you could sell a Kuleana. I never thought, and not sell in a sense. If the owners, the families, they could. But as far as a third party, you quiet title the place or whatever legal maneuvering you can do to get title to that land, I didn't think you could touch a Kuleana land. I mean, I know Sherry probably could give me a class on that, but I did not know until I saw the thing in the paper about the auction. And I asked one of my friends about that. I said, how can you auction off a Kuleana and it is legal? You make your attempts, your efforts. The owner makes the efforts to contact and inform and notify. And I guess after a certain point of no activity, or however it works, they can auction it off. So someone's going to lose their land on Friday. Recycling is a wallet buster. More states are dropping it versus expanding it. There was an article just a couple of days ago. Yeah, Arno. Commissioner Patrick Childs did not let public see one of the Kuleanas. Said it was too dangerous. Yeah, I'm not, Richard, I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. But back to Arnold, yeah, I mean, recycling is, I mean, there comes a point where you gotta make that decision. I supported the waste to energy facility. I supported the alternative to landfills because we have issues with getting rid of our, aloha Bethany, we miss you. Um, because we have problems with getting rid of the recyclables, whether it's China or whatever, it's a commodity. So whenever we run into issues, we are tasked now with storing that recyclable. So, uh, if we had a facility that we could burn it or convert it, I should say, because there are other technologies besides burning, but if we convert that to electricity or fuel, we'd be better off. And people say, "Well, no, but that's not renewable." Well, of course it's renewable. You're taking plastic or cardboard or whatever the case, rubbish, trash, and you're converting it to a use. So that is in fact renewable. That is, you're continuing to use that item. Now people say, "Well, it's dirty. It's bad for the environment." It's not. And we don't have a few minutes left, so I'm not going to get into the whole debate about the waste to energy or what have you. The bottom line is this: it's being done all over the world. It's been done safely. It's clean. We sit and we watch KIUC and everyone else burn oil or fuel to generate electricity. I'm just suggesting we replace that oil and that fuel with trash. It's cleaner. And it's much better. But I can assure you, you will not see that happen. And I can assure you that we are going to be in a crisis. I've said this for over 10 years now. I've said this for over 10 years. And some of you on this Facebook Live know it. It was more than 10 years ago. I made the prediction that we would not have a landfill in place before Kekaha fills up. And I stand by that prediction today. And the landfill up at Mahalo Road, up at Wailua Falls, there's a lot of questions about that location regarding the environment, regarding the birds, regarding the water. And even if everything lined up, if all the planets lined up, the construction time, the permitting to get that built and ready to go is going to take longer than we have before Kekaha fills up. Now, I've said this over 10 years ago, and I've said this every year. And every year we got briefed by the administration and told that we had, no worry, Mel, no worry, council member, we get them. We're going to get this expansion. We're going to get, well, there's a pending expansion request with the state. And if the state doesn't grant that extension, we're going to have some issues. And even if we do get that extension, I still don't believe we will have the new landfill built before Kekaha gets full. And then if you think we have a crisis now, but again, hey, Shyla, I think people could understand, while I was on the council, I oftentimes say that, hey, Mel, you was on the council 14 years, how come you never do nothing? Well, the bottom line is this: council is legislative, and the administration is the executive office. The administration is the department or the function that makes things happen. And there are laws that prohibit the county council or any member of the county council from directing a member of the administration to do anything. So at the end of the day, every time I brought up the landfill, every time I brought up the fact that we were gonna run out of space, I brought in people to share with us of how they could shred the trash so we could extend the life. It got ignored. So I tried, for a long time I tried. And it's going to be the administration that makes the decision of which direction we're going to go. And either one, if you want to go to a landfill, remember, the landfill is finite. So if we build a new landfill, at some point, we're going to have to build another one. Where if we go to a new technology, that we don't have to worry about landfills 100 years from now or for generations to come. That is the way out. But you know, I'm on the outside looking in now, so we'll see what happens. You know, I worry. I really worry about the solid waste situation we're in, and I've been worried for a while. And while there was a lot of to do made about the new location and what was going to make this park and recycling park and you know what, that was all nice to put on a hire a consultant to come up with a very expensive set of plans. But if you're not willing to push the button, boop, and go, then it's just plans. It sits on the desk, sits on a shelf, and all the time the landfill gets full, and then it's boop. Then what? You cannot just pack it up in containers and ship them to Honolulu. You cannot just dig a hole and bury them. This is some heavy duty stuff. Wood pallets, living room furniture, all going. Yeah, Bitos, I was out there. I've been out there several times. I even was out at the scale house once because that scale has been broken for years. But I watched the trash come in. No accountability out there. No accountability. I mean, it's just, hey, it is what it is. Dump what you want. Because nobody's worried about the next 100 years. I am, and I'm concerned, but hopefully things fall into place. Because it's going to be a crisis. The bull knows shit, the grass don't grow. Hey, Rory, nice to see you, brother. Hey, sorry about Jack, man. I saw your post, man. I remember those days, yeah. I remember those days. Son of a gun. Anyway, it's 6:26, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget my YouTube channel, Mel Rapozo. Just go over this. Please subscribe so you get to get notified whenever we put up new videos. And like the videos if you can. If you like them, if you don't, don't. But if you do, press the like button. And then just, hey, Lexi, everybody's jumping on board now at 6:27. But remember, you can always go back and watch this either on the feed, on the Facebook feed, or on my YouTube channel. Mel, I can tell you stories. Oh, I know, Julie. I've heard a lot. I'm sure I haven't heard them all, but I have heard a lot. 14 years on that council. Whoo, that's right, I hear white. You saw that somebody posted today about an article. It was Wally Nishimori about an article that I guess I was interviewed back in 2007. And there's a picture with my hair was all brown, all nice, it was that's like 12 years ago. But yeah, this is what all the stories do to you over the years. You look all white, but that's okay. I love it. It's this thing. Plasma Arc, that's the one, Arnold. Plasma Arc, and we can get rid of, yeah, exactly. I'm going to just end with this because, thanks, Arnold, for reminding me. Plasma Arc is another one, another technology that, we can reclaim our old landfill space. That's one of the benefits. So, yes, I understand people say, the green people don't want to do that. They don't want to burn, blah, blah, blah. Plasma Arc is a different technology. It can work. And if we don't start heading down that direction, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be in deep doo-doo. Anyway, thank you guys again. Don't forget, YouTube channel, Mel Rapozo. You can go watch this again or any of the older ones. I put them up every night after the video. Facebook, you know where my Facebook is. Message me, text me, whatever you want. We'll see you guys next week. Next week, Wednesday, 5:30. Next week, Wednesday. Oh, wait a minute. Next week, Wednesday, I think I'm flying out to Dallas. Uh-oh. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I might have to do it live from Dallas when I get in Dallas. So anyway, aloha everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll be in touch. Keep an eye on Facebook. We'll keep you posted as to when next Wednesday's one will be. Appreciate you guys joining us. We have fun. God bless. Have a good night. Love you guys. Aloha.